It's alive! It's a fly! Can I interest you in some unsolicited, unpopular opinions? Or, well, technically they were solicited, but they're probably still unpopular, so half of my statement is at least correct. Well, since we are halfway through Tour de Fleece, I thought it was time to do something spicy. So I'm going to let them come in hot. Like, chunky knits are flattering to absolutely no body type. Especially not mine. So I don't think you'll ever see me spin bulky yarn. I'm not my jam, really not my jam. Very fine lace weight and fingering weight yarns and historic knits, so yes, that is my jam. But those shapeless raglan sweaters knit on needle size 12mm, or those vests that you knit in half an hour, I'm sorry. No. No, 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 no. Oh no, no, no. How was that for an intro? Ah, jumping straight into the video. Not much time, not much ply. Anyway, I am going to take a shower. I am actually quite excited to try out a new shampoo my dermatologist has prescribed me to combat my eczema. Am I oversharing? Probably. Anyway, seeing you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Friday. That means we have skipped an entire day. Yesterday I got no time to spin because I had to work overtime, and then I had a dinner date with my dad and my sister. And let me tell you, the withdrawal symptoms were real. Like, I was very twitchy and like constantly doing this, like, I need to be traveling with this foot. What's wrong with this foot? It's not traveling. Why are my hands not holding yarn? It was a serious condition. So today I've got up a little earlier so that I can make at least a little bit up for lost spinning time yet again because of my social life. Really, working, social life does not combine very well with Tour de Fleece. But I keep telling myself it's okay, because I spun on Monday and that was technically a rest day. So I still have spun as much days as the cyclists have cycled in the Tour de France. Without further ado, let's get spinning, or well, plying. So I got 1 hour of plying in, and now I have to go brush my teeth and go to work. Sadly, because I'd rather be plying, of course. But money needs to be made. Anyway, I'll show you how far I got. Here is the plied yarn, and this is what's still in the singles bobbins. Now, as you notice, this one has a lot more yarn on it still. And that was the first one I spun. So I think also with last plying session in mind, that whenever I spin the first bobbin, I'm like so excited to get spinning and I want to spin all the fluff on my bobbin. And then I get to the second bobbin, and then I get by the end so excited to start plying and to have a finished skein that I spin so much less. I don't know if that's exactly what is happening, but it sounds logic to me. Anyway, I'll see you in like 8 hours. Rapid fire hot takes, spicy thoughts, and unpopular opinions. Interchangeable circular needle sets are for 80% useless because they only include large sizes. Knit Pro, I want needles smaller than 3.5 millimeters, thank you very much. The entirety of human history disproves that you absolutely, with a capital N, need nylon in your socks. I do not understand the popularity and rise of knitting podcasts because I find them boring and somewhat lazy. Asterix, not all of them. Some are pretty good, but I just don't get it. I need very fast moving pictures, B-roll, all the visually interesting stuff because I have a goblin brain. If you see me spinning on a demonstration somewhere and you call me a little old lady, that's actually very misogynistic and ageist as well. I know you see this just as a harmless joke, but it is not. Because nobody in the audience will now want to try spinning because you just insulted everyone that spins. Or it's just not funny. There, I said it. Quite a lot of things crafting influencers, knitfluencers, spinfluencers try to sell you, you don't really need. Needle stoppers, you can put whatever on there, you don't need that fancy overpriced piece of plastic. If you're getting the fabric that you want, you're not knitting wrong. Merino is vastly overrated. Feel free to agree or disagree with me in the comments. And now let's get to the spinning. And then the opinion I want to spend a little longer on today, I don't know if it's actually unpopular or maybe just an opinion, is if you don't want to do commission knitting work, and not even for friends and family, you're not a selfish knitter. I refrain from doing commission work because I have done so much commissions in other fields, mostly drawing and painting, that just became a disappointment for both parties involved. And I don't want to do that again with anything. A lot of people just want you to make something because they know you have a skill and not because they like your particular style of doing things, and then they have something in their mind which might not respond to the skill or the style that you have, and then it's just disappointment. And another thing, it's not because you're good at it that you need to sell it. I hate it when people ask me, oh, maybe you could sell the things you knit. Well, no, because you wouldn't want to buy one of those because the prices I would have to put on my knit stuff are too darn expensive in the eyes of most people that don't know how much time and effort it takes. I just want all the pretty things for myself, and that is okay. I think that is more than okay. I will knit something for my husband occasionally because he is deserving of the things I knit, and I will make some gifts for friends and family that again are deserving, but all the rest can stand on their heads. They will not get a thing. Baby sugar, sugar, I'm a happily suffering man. Progress have been made. You want to say something as well? Anyway, it's getting a little bit late. I still need to edit all of this footage. So I'm going to leave the question whether or not we will be playing Bob and Chicken for tomorrow. And finish off for today. So, see you tomorrow. Hi, good morning. It is overcast. My neighbor is mowing his lawn, but I'm still too headstrong to spin inside. Let's see if we can finish this cane today. I mean, this morning, because it is Saturday. I have another customary hiking date with my mom later on. So, first things first, let's ply this yarn. And off we go. Now, maybe to spice things up a little bit this morning, instead of an unpopular opinion, I'm going to give you a popular opinion, or at least something I think that is a popular opinion within this community. It's also a warning for people that don't spin yet, but think about spinning because they've seen my videos and think, well, this looks nice. I mean, it does look nice. It is very nice. It is so nice even that after you start spinning your own yarn, store-bought yarn loses all its significance. It can be as soft and sparkly and luxurious as it wants. It is not my hand-spun, so I will not be inclined to use it as much anymore. It just cannot beat hand-spun yarn. Even if my hand-spun yarn is not perfectly consistent, doesn't always meet gauge, even though it should theoretically, it just can't be beat. Can't be beat. It is a truth universally acknowledged that hand-spun yarn can't be beat. As it just started raining, I had to let go of my stubbornness to spin outside and move my stuff over here, so that when I get myself stuck in a plying bracelet, I do not have to endure the entire rain shower. Now we are a couple of treadles away of emptying this bobbin, and the difference between the two bobbins doesn't look as spectacular as it did yesterday morning. I think I can put this in a plying bracelet safely without the risk of having to amputate my middle finger, which is in a sense also a pity, because one of you posted a neat little trick in the comments of putting a pencil together with your middle finger and then taking the pencil out so that there is wiggle room to get the yarn off your finger. And I was kind of eager to test out whether my dexterity modifier is high enough to do this, but it shall be not for now, maybe for the next cane, if I'm able to make a third, because I just realized that while my first skein only took 5 days to make, I've been spinning on this one for 9, or well 8, because I skipped Thursday. It better be like 600 meters long or something, or have something else to say for itself, for why it took this long, but we'll see that after we finish plying. There we go, that was bobbin number 1. Personally, I also feel like making a bracelet for applying really gives you a sense of how consistent your single is. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I know, it's just neat to look at. See? A very reasonable sized applying bracelet. Oops, okay. A full bobbin. Not a overly filled bobbin, but a full bobbin. Some obligatory squishes for good measure. And let's see if the meterage warrants the extra 3 days of spinning on this one. Let's take ye olden and noddy and get going. 83, 84, 85, 86, 486 to be exact. That was quite the arm workout. Now, before you think, your last skein was 545, so this one must be shorter. Well, this is 486 wraps around the niddy-noddy. Now we need to multiply it with how many meters approximately one wrap around my niddy-noddy is. So it's still up for debate whether this is more or less than the previous one. I'm guessing more though. Calculator. How much is 486 times 4.1? Damn. $680 meters. Okay, that warrants having spun 3 extra days. Here she is. $680 meters. Need to weigh it as well. Let me get my scales. That is 120 meters. Did I spun much thinner than last skein then? Because that was also 120 meters. Oh no, oh no. Let us compare. Yeah, I guess that this is thinner. Okay, well, no biggie. There we go. Day 15 of Tour de Fleece, 2 skeins. And I guess I will see you in my next vlog. Now, of course, you know the drill. This is what my patrons have been doing. If you see an ad, or as we call it in Dutch, a monkey's tail before their name, you can follow them on Instagram, which is something I highly recommend. And all that there is left for me to say for this vlog is, if you want to join in on the fun on Discord, then maybe you can become a patron as well, but of course no pressure. And if you like these kind of fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe, but of course that is all up to you. And as for me, I will see you in a next video. Bye!